going to go over a pails and rails setup in bear sit position for hip abduction and adduction. But if you want, we can have the block to elevate our hips from the floor. This will just make that bear sit position a little bit more comfortable. We want to be able to grab on to the shin kind of somewhere in this mid shin range so that we can hook around, and that will help with our bracing for both our adduction, squeezing the knees in, as well as when we get to the abduction, holding on the outside of the knees as we try to push the knees apart. So use that yoga block if you need to. We're going to get set up with the feet outside of hip width, and then we're just going to start by hooking around the shins, and we're going to push the knees out, trying to maintain somewhat of a forward flex position with the torso. So we're just kind of leaning into it. I'm not really concerned about my back being overly rounded here. Just trying to get a strong stretch through the inside of the hamstrings and adductors. So pushing the knees towards the ground with the elbows. If I need to, I can bring my feet in a little bit so I can push down a little bit further. Once I've held this position for 2 minutes, I'm going to start my first pails and rails set. So I'm going to start by squeezing in with my knees, trying to push my elbows together, but I'm bracing by holding onto my shins and keeping my knees where they are as I ramp up my contraction effort. So I'm going to get up to 40, 60, 80% effort, hold for 10 seconds, 3, 2, without changing position, I'm going to lift my knees off my elbows, try to push them down towards the floor, ramping up that contraction, 40, 60, 80% effort, keeping the heels pushed down into the floor as I drive the knees away. 3, 2, 1, bring the elbows back down. I'm going to just pull myself forward and push the knees into a little bit more of a stretch for about 30 seconds. And then I'll repeat that protocol 2 more times to finish my pails and rails set. Bear sit, adduction and abduction, pails and rails.